everybody, this is Rob and welcome to R&B Reviews. Today I'm going to be reviewing a movie that from time to time I heard the name mentioned, but not really spoken of as a classic. Oftentimes when people mention classic films, usually you hear people mention the same one, like for example, The Godfather or Gone with the Wind or Wizard of Oz. And but for some reason, this movie that I'm going to review today, sometimes I'll hear it mentioned, but for some reason it's not really spoken much and doesn't seem to be in the same league as a classic, that a film that everybody should know or see. And this movie is The Spy Who Came In From the Cold. This is a movie where I feel like the less you know about it, the better, but I'll just simply say that the movie stars Richard Burton. He plays a veteran British espionage agent named Alec who is ready to quit, but he doesn't want to take a desk job, so he's given one last mission by posing as a disillusioned former British agent, and he's recruited by the East German secret police. It's based on a book by John le Carré, and the movie was released in 1965 during the start of the James Bond invasion. And this movie is, I would say, is actually an anti-Bond film, because the James Bond films are fantasies and they glamorize espionage with cool gadgets, smart spies who can think their way out of a situation, and they always save the world. But this film, it shows being a spy is actually grim, stressful, full of shades of gray, and often political. And a spy also is, of course, more realistic, because the author of the original book that the movie's based off of worked for both Secret Service MI5 and the Secret Intelligence Service MI6 during the 1950s and 1960s. Now, this movie was directed by Martin Ritt, who directed a lot of socially conscious movies like The Front, Edge of the City, and Norma Ray. This is also not your usual spy thriller. It's more of a character-driven film in which Ritt brings out the human side of the characters and makes you feel you are watching real people going through this story. I noticed that the characters often pause before speaking, making it look like they're choosing their words carefully before opening their mouths. And often the characters will have conversations that normally you don't see in a spy movie. For example, when Burton's character is meeting with his boss in his office after a mission didn't end well. His boss is serving tea to both of them, and he says that his secretary is away and that this temporary secretary doesn't make the tea right. I also picked up on that, unlike a lot of other spy films, you, the viewer, are asked to get to know the characters' personalities through the cryptic dialogue or the actions of the character in order to figure out what they mean, or it's not spelled out for you. While it has some moments of unpredictability, like you don't know who's telling the truth or what to believe, it's not really an edge of your seat thrill ride. It's definitely more of a psychological movie. I like the use of the black and white photography to portray sort of moral uncertainty and the use of shadows to portray this bleak world. I also enjoyed some of the shots, especially the one in the opening credits, which I think does a very good job at setting the viewer up with what they are about to be shown. The dialogue I thought was also terrific. When Burton is waiting on a spy to return near the beginning of the movie, and one of his people asks when he's coming back, Burton replies, "Agents are not like airplanes, they don't have schedules." The acting is also very top-notch. Burton gives probably the most restrained performance I've seen from him. He plays somebody that's tired of the system, and he has this rage kind of built up inside of him. Oftentimes in his other movies, he can be a little bit showy and theatrical, but here, the less is more style he does very well. It also helps that Burton kind of also looks beat down, and he's kind of tired of his life and his career. The rest of the cast, including Claire Bloom as his love interest, and character actors like Michael Horden and Cyril Cusack, are excellent. And the one actor who I think is the closest to overtaking Burton was Oskar Werner as this East German intelligence officer who questions Burton in the middle of the film. The movie moves at a slower pace, and at times it does feel like nothing is happening, but you have to just stick with it in order to see that things are adding up. It's not a breezy picture where things are kind of like crashing in together. Also, Ritt, he's not really the most visual director, and there's some shots that aren't consistently atmospheric as others, but I did enjoy this movie. I think maybe the reason this film has kind of been left behind a little bit is when people mention spy films, this movie is not really what really people associate it with. And it's kind of a shame, because it is a refreshing character-driven movie that portrays espionage as something that is complex, anguishing, and frustrating. I do recommend giving this movie a try, and like I said, if you're looking for escapism fantasy loaded with wall-to-wall suspense, you won't find it here, but it's atmospheric, it's very well acted, spirited, very thought-provoking movie, so please give this movie a chance and see if it's worth something you'd enjoy. This one is available from the Criterion Collection, but I'm sure, so go ahead and check it out if you can. Alright, well that's my take on The Spy That Came In From the Cold. If you have seen the movie, what did you think of it? Please put your comments in the comment box below. Please feel free to give me any feedback, and if you're interested, please check out some other movie reviews on this channel. There's like over, geez, I think 700 videos of all kinds of, movie reviews of stuff you can see in the theater, something you can catch in the comforts of your own home. There's also special videos, so please check it on out, and if you're interested, please hit the like button and hit the subscribe button. Thank you very much for watching.